Hey everyone, I want to talk about why it's so challenging to be a parent today. And I think for those of us who raised our kids, I was born in 1970. I had my kids in 1990 on up. I had two daughters and I got divorced when they were around 10 years old. And so I think those of us who have dealt with divorce, we have an incredible amount of guilt of not allowing or not. No, I was granted primary custody, and then their dad saw them one Saturday a month. So you carry the guilt of them not having that same amount of time with the other parent, even if you and the other parent, even if the other parent, there was a reason for the divorce, which had to do with abuse, etc. There's still a certain amount of guilt when you have children with someone where you feel terrible that they aren't with their other parent as much, and so a lot of us, I don't know about you, but I made the decision to kind of allow my children to be on the same playing field as me, and I disciplined them, but they knew too much. I told them too much. They were involved too much. They knew too much about my finances, etc. And so I allowed them probably to make rules in the house. They didn't. There was no shenanigans, drugs, or anything like that. But I kind of probably I stepped out of the parent role and I fell into the martyr role per se. And so we, at times, I allowed my children to make choices and to control certain aspects of the household. And my youngest daughter was jealous of my friends, and if I'd have someone come over, she'd say, "I don't want them here." And dating for me, I felt guilty dating and getting out there, and it was a struggle. And I'm not saying a single parent should be able to date, and just in a safe context. So, anyways, we have elevated our children above ourselves in certain situations, and so they start playing God. And this is what I wrote today. Our children ended up playing God. They believe they have the right to deem our fates. They believe they have the rights and authority over forgiving us or over our lives. We forget they are human just like us. They did not die on the cross for you. They have no power over you. When God is your heavenly Father and you have a relationship with Jesus Christ, the one who hung on the cross for you, we finally realize our children are just human beings just like us. And that is the time when we remove them from that pedestal. I love my children. I was blessed to be a mother to two healthy girls. Being their mom brought me the greatest, absolute greatest joy of my life. It is also one of the most significant heartaches I've ever experienced ever in this world. And it's not one that I thought I would ever be a part of. I never thought I would join a group for parents without children. Never in a million years. Even people in my life, my children's lives, are shocked when they hear that there's a disconnect. I'm talking about their childhood friends, their previous teachers, people in our family, anyone we associated with. They're still in shock today, and it's been 15 years. So it is very difficult when you elevate someone and you give them a throne. It's very difficult to dethrone them, to knock Humpty Dumpty off that wall. They don't want to come down. They do not want you to say no. They don't want you to say this is not going to work anymore. They don't. And so what do? They kick, they scream, they fight, throw temper tantrums. How dare you? I hate you. I don't love you. You were a shitty parent. You abused me. I can't believe this. But is it something we created? Yes, I take responsibility for that. But I also finally took responsibility and finally reframed. I had to rewire. I had to do over. And that meant that I would no longer have a relationship with my children. And I feel blessed I was allowed to be a mom for 20 years. And I'm still a mom in a different context, not physically present mom, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually, because you always have that connection. They have your DNA. But please, please, please don't continue putting your children on a pedestal. It's very dangerous. It's most dangerous for you because when you ask them and you finally take your rightful place in this world as a child of God, they don't like it. And that's all there is to it. And then they're angry at the world. And that's just the way it is. So, anyways, that's all I've got for you right now. I hope this helps. I'm heading out to see a movie soon. So, when I come back, I'll give you a synopsis and tell you how I feel about it. And that's all there is to it. So, anyways, I hope you have a great day, and I will be back.